all, it's Barb, my temporary craft studio. I wanted to talk to you today about my year-long Get Organized challenge. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm starting a year-long Get Organized challenge today. It's unofficial. I do have Tiffany's permission to do it, but I'm doing it in my Facebook group, which is Barb's Craft Studio, a little bit here on YouTube, and then in the Get Organized with Totally Tiffany Facebook group. I'm going to try, and I stress try, to maybe get up some blog posts, but this is my binder, and this is kind of how I have the topics laid out. The first month is planning to be organized, setting yourself up for success. The second, then March, that's February, is the first month. Then the second month is March, and that's paper, vinyl, fabric, kind of the base of your projects, you know. April will be photos and mementos. I'm combining those two into one. May will be embellishments. June will be stamps. July dies. August embossing folders. September punches and punch boards. October templates and stencils. November is going to be coloring agents, your ink pads, your markers, your pens, anything you add color to a project with. December, adhesives, which should be a fairly easy one. I figure December's busy for a lot of us, so that's a good topic for that month. And then January of 2026, we will wrap everything up with other crafting essentials. That's things like rulers. Trying to think of other things that could, anything that wasn't covered in another topic would be in that month. And then, and also traveling with your supplies. I'm kind of combining those two into one month. But the first bit of homework will be to watch Tiffany's video. I'm kind of using mostly the ones from her 12-week challenge because they kind of matched up to, for the most part, with my topics. There was a little bit of difference, but not a lot. Like she had coloring agents in two. I'm trying to think of what one. She didn't have traveling with your supplies in there at all, I don't think, on that one, and there might have been something else, but I divided a few of them, a few up, so hopefully I can find enough source material for those months, but I should be able to. And then the second item is to create your year-long GOC notebook. This is kind of mine. I have another bigger one someplace that I cannot find that I've always used for the Get Organized challenge, but I just wanted to get something started. I might look for a bigger binder next week so that I can continue. Either that or I can pull each month out and just file it away somewhere, I guess. But you could also just have a place on your computer. Like I also have that because I have a lot of the PDFs and stuff saved. So I have one labeled Get Organized Challenge, and then I have subfolders for each week or month in there, and then I add in the files that I have for that. So you could do it that way as well. I still like the printed word. I'm old school. I'm old. The next one is to create your big benefit, and this includes your big benefit. Your big benefit is not a reward. It's why are you doing this? Why do you want to be organized? For a lot of us, it's I want to craft without frustration. I want to stop buying duplicates, you know, something of that nature, rather than, oh, I want this big elaborate, you know, I want these tools or supplies. That's a reward. It's not your big benefit. Your big benefit is what are you going to gain from this. Learn about the 4-section system, which that is, isn't that horrible? I used to know this stuff so well off the top of my head, but I do have it written down. Oh, and big benefit boards. You should have it kind of, I think I did that one already. Yeah, your big benefit board. This was one of my early ones. I think it was my second one because it says round 2. I'll be able to find things in my craft room and craft without frustration. The crafting without frustration was a really big one for me, but obviously being able to find things. And then I listed the topic, and this one was a weekly challenge, so I listed the topic for the week and what my reward was. Now rewards can cost money, but they don't have to. My first few challenges, like the first month, I chose paper storage containers for my reward for that month, so that when I sorted paper the next month, I had something to put it into. So I kind of tied my rewards in to the challenge. You don't have to do that. It's what will motivate you. And in future challenges, I've used things like go to McDonald's and get a sweet tea. I'm supposed to limit my sweet tea. I love the sweet tea. So it was a, you know, it's usually it's $1. It's a cheap, satisfying reward for me. Ice cream's a good one for me because I love ice cream. But find something that'll tap you in. And if you have family members, you can try to tie your family members into your rewards. Like, say you have a kid who likes playing video games, you could play video games with him or her. I'm trying, I don't want to be sexist there. I don't know how you always say male right away, because girls like video games too. But you know, we can try to tie them into that. A reward for them as well as you. Basically, if you leave me this time to organize, we'll do this. So, you know, something like that. That was the big benefits. The next one is learning about the 4-section system, which is your alphabets and numbers, your themes A to Z, the calendar year. Tiffany separates this for this reason. In most places where you live, it can vary depending on where you're at, but say winter. You've got your winter, your snow stuff, Christmas, New Year's, Valentine's. There's some overlap in there, just like with fall, Halloween, Thanksgiving. There's some falls. A pumpkin you could use for just fall. You could use it for Thanksgiving. You should use it for Halloween. Well, if you put that into a separate section and you have fall and then the things that fall in fall, they're all right there to flip back and forth to real quick. Whereas if you put fall in the F or in the A's for autumn, and then Halloween in the H's, and Thanksgiving in the T's, you've got more turning to do. I like it for this reason. I'm not into that seasonal stuff all the time. I work on Christmas all year, but I don't work on everything else all year. So I can take my fall stuff and tuck it away during the other seasons, so it's not taking up valuable space. I like it for that reason. But there's a couple of benefits to separating your themes. And then you have the rainbow. basically if something doesn't fit into a theme, if it's not an alphabet or number or word, which I put words in with the alphabet and numbers too, and if it's not a theme or it doesn't fall during the calendar year, it goes in rainbow. For me, most flowers go in my rainbow. I think of my themes when it comes to it this way. Do I use this as the focus of my project, or is it something I add just to have a little more embellishment on it? And for me, flowers tend to just be an embellishment, unless the flower's made out of Christmas paper or fall paper or something. Then those I file specifically where they go. Or if I have a poinsettia, I put in Christmas because that's where I would use a poinsettia. I probably don't use a poinsettia anywhere else. At least I don't. You kind of have to tailor it to how you work. The next one is to determine what type of crafter you are. Some of the members that have been around for a while get this confused with what type of crafter you are is where do you craft more than anything. Some people get this confused with how much, because we refer to a lot of it. Nancy not so much as the crafter who doesn't have too much, usually the beginner. Or there's Gloria got a lot. A lot of us fall into the Gloria. When I started, I said I was a million in the middle, but I'm a Gloria now. But the type of crafter, Tiffany has Kathy Craft Room and her dog Crop. I kind of feel I'm more of a Kathy Craft Room because I mainly craft in my craft room. There's certain things, yeah, I might bring it into the bedroom or the dining room table to do, but I'm basically a one-room crafter. So this is kind of to help you determine what type of storage you need, because the storage I use is going to be way different from the person who only crafts on the go, who only crafts outside of her home. She's got to have more things that she can just grab and go. So there's Kathy Craft Room. There's Sophia Crop a lot, who basically crafts in social settings. She goes to crafts, crops or events, and that's where she crafts. So she needs her stuff to be very portable. Karen Craftabout usually doesn't have a dedicated space, and so she crafts wherever. She may go to events, she may craft at the dining room tables, she moves around a lot. So her stuff kind of has a different feel to it than the other one. And then there's Mary Mobile Maker, who always crafts away. She never crafts at home, which there's some overlap between Sophia. I guess Sophia also has a space, but she crafts at home, but she also goes away. Mary Mobile Maker's only away. I messed those two up there. Sorry about that. But figure out what type of crafter you are, because that helps you determine what type of storage you need. And then determine your themes and sentiment list. This is one Tiffany did, and she did this color coding stuff because she says make up your different themes and then try to consolidate where possible. And these dark green ones you'll notice are all kind of sports theme, and she has a sports theme. Well, instead of having baseball, basketball, football, running, maybe you would be better to have a sports theme with subcategories for the different sports. Now, if you aren't into any sports, but like your family's like really into football, maybe you only need a football topic. But sometimes with sports, if you're into a lot of them, there's some overlap in them. Like pennants can be used for any sport, cheerleaders can be used for multiple sports. So just think of it that way. Is you're going to want to keep, if there's a lot of overlap, you're going to want to keep those things in one section. And this is my 4-section system, which for alphabets and numbers, I had, alphabets, numbers, wow, which can either be words of wonder or words of wisdom. So any non-themed words get represented in that section for me, whether it's if it's a stamp, I catalog it there. If it's just like a cutout of a word, I file it there. My themes are animals with subcategories for cats, pets. Mine's mainly cats, but I do have a little bit of other things for if I'm making a card for a dog lover. I have a few dog things, but farm, insect, wild, zoo. Arts and entertainment, where I put things that, like I think my licensed, think I moved my license image there. I used to have them separate, but I think I moved them. But that includes movies, reading, books, that type of thing. Baby, I have sections for boy and girl. Birthday, cards, I have a card making section where I put my thank you sentiments, I don't put my birthday there so much because I have my own section for birthday, but I can also share that later in full, also in the group. And then take a few before pictures of your room. I should take a picture of this room right now because it could be my before. It's just boxes. And I should also take one of my studio so I can kind of document it. But take a picture of what your room looks like right now. It can help you see that you are making progress. Gather your supplies together in one room or space. This is your extent of sorting in February. I said you could go as far as, okay, March is paper, April's photos and mementos. Maybe try to separate down by the months so that, but you may not have the space to do that, and it's perfectly acceptable not to. I think I might try to, at least if I was you, try to do 1 month out. So maybe get all your paper kind of in one area. Now, if you've already got a room, it probably already is somewhat, and that's fine. Set your purge goals. This can be a set amount, or it can just be, I've had it in the past, would I buy this now? If it's no, I'm getting rid of it. But you can have it be set amounts if you really want to cut back on how much stuff you have. A quantity goal might be better for you. Just something to think about. I will say in the group, both Tiffany's group and my group are no sell groups. Don't ask about where to sell stuff. Because by doing recommendations, we kind of could put a little liability on ourselves. I don't want that for me. I don't want somebody coming back on me and saying, oh, this was recommended to me, and you basically let that go. No. Most of us know where to sell stuff. There is a list of places that you could potentially donate to if you, I know me, I don't like the hassle of selling. Some people don't mind. Some people like trying to get a little bit of money back, which I totally get. I totally understand. To me, it's always been more of a hassle than it's worth it. That's just me personally. Evaluate your space and tools. Remember, try to keep things visible and accessible. Can you just rearrange what you already have to make it work better? So you don't necessarily have to go out and buy all new furniture. Maybe you can just use what you already have to a bigger reward for yourself, I guess. There's a word, it's not coming to me. Keep together the things you use together. Keep the things that you use a lot close. Things you don't use so much can be further away from you. So think about that with your desk. Okay, what tools do you grab every time? Like your scissors. That's probably something you use all the time. Well, you're going to want your scissors close to your desk or your workspace. I always think of it as a desk, but workspace, table, whatever you're doing, where you're creating, you're going to want those tools that you use every time really close to you. And kind of the further away they are, the less you should use them. Create an organized only space, which I do have a picture of Tiffany's organized only space somewhere. This is purging. I'm looking for it. Yeah, oh, it's after this one. I have a few articles of Tiffany's that I saved. This was kind of a couple of ideals, like the cube. Though I'm going to tell you, if you use cube storage, one empty cube is enough to start out as an organized only area. Since we're not really sorting anything in February, think ahead to March when we sort paper. Where are you going to put your paper? Maybe clear off a foot of space to start putting the paper once you organize it. That's really all you need to start with. Create a, how she pronounce it, widget. It's WDYDT. What did you do today? This is about creating a goal and then writing down not what you need to do, but what did you do to achieve that goal. It's supposed to help you see you are making progress. If you're a planner girl, dedicate a space in your planner for it. If you don't want a whole book, you know, just something to say, okay, today I sorted 8 inches of paper. You know, that gets me to my goal of getting my craft room organized. They suggest going public because if people ask you how your organization is going, you're probably going to want to be able to say something positive about the experience. So sometimes that can help you. You can do that in either my group or Tiffany's group, or you can do it by telling a friend, or if you have a friend you're going to work on this with, you can support each other through that. Maybe you can have a weekly, okay, what'd you get done this week? And here's what I got done. And you know what? Some weeks you may not get anything done. That's okay. Life happens. And then if you're participating in the groups, do a little progress post sometime during the month to say what you did or didn't get done. Maybe you can just say, life threw me curveballs and I really didn't make any progress this month. It's fine. But that's kind of where I am. Now, I was thinking about, like, on some of these pieces of homework, maybe trying to do like a vlog-like post to talk about that piece a little bit more, or just tell you what I'm doing for that piece. Now, mine might be a little bit different because I don't have a space yet, but just let me know if that'd be something you're interested in, if you're participating. And if you're participating, I hope to see you in one or both of the groups. Thanks for joining me. I'll catch you next time.